Okay, so let's take a look at all the parts of this awesome live version of Adam Razor Cain from the Paramount Theatre 2009. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video, because at the end of the video I'm going to play through the whole song alongside a homemade backing track, and you'll see tab scroll across the screen. Okay, so this song's in the key of E minor, tempo is about 100 BPM. Let's take a look at the chords first. We've got 8 chords, some of them are slight variations on others. Okay, so E5 classic thick sounding chord to start with. Use your first finger to bar the A and the D strings on the 2nd fret, and you're just playing 0, 2, 2 there. Cross that to the next set of strings. Bring your thumb round to bottom the E. So you only want here, open A, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G ringing. And then you've got A minor, middle finger 2nd fret D, 3rd finger 2nd fret G, 1st finger 1st fret B. Classic. They've got a C add 9 chord. I think between Bruce and Steve, they're doing slightly different voicings that really complement each other. So I'm just going through Bruce's parts today, but if you get any of the tabs, either in PDF format or Guitar Pro format from the JS Music School online store, or using your Subscribe Stars, if you're Subscribe Star codes, if you've got those, you'll get both tabs. Also the guitar solos will be in there as well. The 3rd finger 3rd fret A, middle finger 2nd fret D, pinky 3rd fret B. So C add 9 chord there, sounds amazing. So then we've got B7, middle finger 2nd fret A, 1st finger 1st fret D, 3rd finger 2nd fret G, then pinky 2nd fret high E. And then we've got a G5 that just happens towards the end of the video. Just this awesome cool ending that you don't have in the original. So 3rd finger 3rd fret low A, E string, sorry. You're kind of strumming to the G string there, G5, and then these chords are only in the outro, the ending. So another version of E5, 1st finger 7th fret A, 3rd finger 9th fret D, pinky 9th fret G. Thick sounding E5 power chord there. Block out the unwanted strings with the other fingers. That's E5, bring that down 2 frets, and you've got a D5. Cool. So what I'm also going to do now is put the song structure up on the screen. Hopefully that'll allow you to break down all the different parts. All song structures will be in the description of YouTube videos, so you can copy and paste it into a Word file and then help you to break down all the parts. Any chords in brackets means there's more than one chord in that particular bar. Okay, so yeah, going to go through Bruce's parts today. Also, in terms of the guitar solo, that will be available for Subscribe Stars a day or 2 after this video is released. So as I'm making this video, there's well over 50 videos just like this, where you have a walkthrough, the solo, and then also a breakdown. So there's loads of those videos available if you're a Subscribe Star. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at the intro first. You've got that cool, awesome, fast riff to start with. So middle finger 14th fret D, 1st finger 1st fret high E. So the challenge here, as well as the strumming, is to block out the G and the B strings and also the other strings. So my middle finger here is blocking out the G string. It's also slightly touching the A string. I've got my thumb blocking the low E, and my 1st finger slightly touching the B. That way I can really give it some of the strumming, and it sounds good. So basically, the way I've tabbed this out is ideally roughly 3 notes every half beat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's kind of an exercise in itself to do that. So practice that. So then on the 4th bar, the end of the 4th bar of doing that, 1, 2, 3, and then on the and of 3, 12, 14, hammer on, 12, 14 on the G, hammer on, and then a full tone bend, which goes into the next bar, 1, 2, and then another bend, and 3, and on the end of 3, another bend. So that last 1.5 bars, 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Be really aggressive with it as well, like Bruce does. Next bar, 14th fret bend again, 1.5 beats, 1, 2, and a. So here at the end, 12th fret G, 14th fret B, 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and then you've got a bend at the end, and 1, okay, which ties into the next bar, and 1, then 2E and so 16th notes there, 2E and then 3E and 14 on the G. I'm using my middle finger, 14D, then 12G, and then you've got a triplet thing here. 14 pull off to 12G, 14D, then a kind of mute, and then a big bend, 2nd fret G. Okay, so I'm going to play that last couple of bars, nice and slowly. 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Sounds really cool. So now we get into the verse. So Bruce and Steve are doing pretty much similar things here. So E5, you've got the E5, and then you kind of add your middle finger or your 3rd finger to hit that 3rd fret G note on the low E. 1 and 2. It's on the 2, I'm resting. 1 and 2 and 3. Then A5, let it ring into beat 3, and then maybe a kind of percussive mute for beat 4. Just mute the strings. 1 and 2 and 3. 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and then basically it goes to A5, bar 4 to that 3rd fret low E, and then E5. So you basically do that that 4-bar riff twice in the first bar, first verse, but on the 4th bar of that 2nd time round, you do something slightly different. So this is first time. Nice and normal. And then 2nd time round, bar 4 is just different. And then that's the open E, B and E strings. Be careful when you do play those throughout the song, don't hit the G string, okay? Cool, so that's the first verse. And now we're going to go to the first bridge, which is also the same as the 3rd bridge. We've got A minor. This is roughly what it's doing. Down, up, down, up, up, down, up. So get your A minor, pick the A, then the D, G, B, G, D, G. Down, up, down, up, up, down, up. And do the same thing for the C9. And do those 2 bars again. So this 1st and 3rd bridges here, then A minor, and B7. So here I'm just picking A, D, G, and then the high E string, which works really well to complement what Steve is doing with the other guitar part. So now we're going to do the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd choruses. It's pretty much all the same. So here you've got, then hitting that E and B string. I'm doing the first 2 bits downstroke, then upstroke there, 1 and 2 and 3, and then a bend and release, and 4, E and So sometimes you could, so that's a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E and So I'm going bend and release on the 2nd fret G. Kind of pulling off, but you could pick it if you wanted on the open G, then 2-0 on the D string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and that's this awesome riff. So it does that the 3 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3. So bar 4, you're just going to go 1 and 2 and 3, 4, like that. So play around with that bit. You could do double downstroke. You could do down up. Or you could go, you can maybe pick a bit more. I prefer to do the pull-offs, just less picking. It just sounds a bit smoother, I think. So, cool. So 2nd verse, just a slight variation on the 1st verse. He's adding these cool little riffs. So 2nd verse starts off the same. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 then kind of a rake. So he's just doing this cool little thing, maybe a little rip, a rake, mute, before he does this rip, like that. So bar 4, the second verse, 3-0, 3 in the B, and then the second fret bend, slow bend. Okay, and then you carry on as normal. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then he's got this cool little 16th note pattern. So here, pinky, little, so 4th finger, 10th fret E, 3rd finger, 10th fret B, and kind of covering my other strings with my 1st and 2nd finger, so I can get this kind of cool little thing going. So mute twice to start with, 1 E, and then play those 2 strings then, 1 E and 2, and then and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a 1 E and 2, and a 3 E, and a 4 E, and a down, up, down, down, up, down, up, and then mute. Cool, okay, so then the second bridge does a slight variation, I think, on the first bridge. A minor. But instead of what we did in the first bridge, you're going to do this. Take your first finger off and go up, up, up. It sounds really nice. So A minor is technically an A sus2. Down, up, 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 up. Then C9. It's a nice variation. And then a bit more picking in this bit here. A minor, down, up, down, then up on the E, up on the B, up on the G, down on the D, up on the G, and then the B7 bar. Slight variation on that first bridge. Cool, and now we're gonna go through the chords behind the guitar solo. So basically the guitar solo, again there'll be a full video on this, it's 6 rounds of that kind of 4-bar phrase that we had in the first 2 verses. So you're basically going to do that. Six times. So it really does give it some on that. So yeah, await the guitar solo tutorial on Subscribe Star if you wanted to check that out. Okay, cool. So then we got the break. So the break is basically I've shortened it down just to the purpose of the backing track and the walk through. So the break, so it's playing E5 there, it rings for 4 bars, and Bruce is just obviously kind of everyone's going a bit mad on the instruments, and then he kind of cues it back in for that 3rd verse. Cool. So so that's the guitar solo chords, the break, and then basically you're going to come back in with a 3rd verse. So it starts off very similar to other verses, but again, there's just a few extra cool little riffs. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1. So the first 2 bars the same. 3rd bar, beat 4. That's what you're going to do at the end. 15, 14, 12, pull off on the B string. This is bar 3 of the 3rd verse. 4 E and 4 E and then 1 E and a 2 E and a 14, 12 pull off repeatedly for the first 2 beats. 1 E and a 2 E and then full tone bend and then and a 3 E and. So going from the bar 3 of the 3rd verse. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and. It's a pretty cool riffs there, and then we're into the second kind of round, this 4-bar phrase in the 3rd verse. Bar 3, we've got this at the end, 4, so a mute and then full tone bend, and then on beat 2 just do that on the open E string. Okay, cool. So a 3rd bridge we've already done because it's the same as the 1st bridge, and then the 4th bridge is basically you go back into the kind of the start of the bridge, but he only does the start of it. So it's A minor, same picking as your 1st bridge, he only does the first 2 bars of the kind of the normal bridge chord pattern, and then he goes into the 4th chorus. So the 4th chorus, he does a little bit more strumming, less of the that kind of stuff. So 4th chorus, just do this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So use the 3rd finger there, down, and then do the power chord upstroke, and then up on the open B and E strings, up, and then up, down, up. That works really well. So 4th chorus, just 4 bars of that: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Maybe go down, down, or down, up to start with. Cool. So then, that's when the outro starts. So the outro you're just going to do for the this is 4-bar kind of pattern. So think of it as a 4-bar phrase done 4 times. Let's do the first part of this outro. So the first 3 bars, you're going to do the same as your 4th chorus. Bar 2, bar 3, and then I'm going to do this cool little riff: 1 and 2 E, 3 E and So that's pretty awesome. So on the E of 2, 1 and 2 E, do a slow bend, 2nd fret G. Then right at the end of beat 3, do an upstroke, open B string, and then this bend, release, pull off on the 2nd fret G, and then 2-0 pull off on the D. 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 and. Cool. Second part of this awesome outro. I'm going to start off the same. So 3 rounds of this, and then another riff. So here he does some crazy bends, unison bends. 1st finger 7th fret B, 3rd finger 9th fret G. So a unison bend is where you're basically bending this up to reach the pitch of this note. So he does 2 of these on 7 and 9, I think. 1 on the 10 and 8 frets. 1 on the 12 and 10 frets. And then 1 on the 14th and 12th frets. 2 of those. So pretty awesome sound then. And then we're going for part 3 of this outro. Start again, same 3 rounds of that. 2, 3. Then you got this. A kind of a mute, and then straight away a little bend on the 3rd fret of the high E. And then this. A bend, release, pull off 3rd fret to the 0 fret on the E. The same on the B. And 2-0 on the G. Pretty cool pentatonic stuff there. Okay, and now we're in round 4. Let's do this for 1 bar to start with. And bar 2 is what we had for our riff on the first round, which is 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 and then do 2 more rounds of that. Then you got this absolutely brilliant ending, which obviously doesn't happen on the original. So here you're going to do this. Sounds great. So E5, you can do it all downstrokes, a bit more impact. E5, and then that G5 that we were doing on the middle or 3rd fingers. 1 and 2, and then G5 to A5. Then a bar of 2-4, which is 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, which is 2 E5s, 1 D5, and E5. And let it ring out for a couple of bars. The original lasts for ages, Max is going crazy, and then finish on an E5. So brilliant live performance. All the videos, or the videos on YouTube of the Paramount Theatre are just sensational. So I've already done the Racing in the Street version from that, which is one of my favourites. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Again, if you want to get the guitar solo tab, get the tab via the online store, and obviously the video tutorial will be out soon, which will be great. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. Any comments, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye. you'd like to get Guitar Pro files, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribe Star page or my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much, see you on the next one.